Okay, here's where I ended up with the master cylinder reservoir. Used the Y fitting provided by Factory 5, connected to, ran that hose down and came through the firewall here, as you can see, with the grommet. Instead of using the pass-through fitting, the pass-through would have worked too, but I would have had to reroute it. I mean, wouldn't be able to go straight through because you wouldn't have room to put the clamps. Plus, you would have 2 more clamps on the whole system. So by putting it in a grommet, worked out pretty good. Mounted this, the bracket just by drilling a hole straight through. I had to get longer bolts. Bolts provided weren't long enough to go through this 1-inch tube. So that's my master cylinder reservoir setup. Keeps it pretty clean. And again, use the Y fitting. So filled it up, bled the brakes out. Everything seems to be working good. Got a good solid pedal for the brakes here. As you can see, and probably most people the same thing, move these pedal pads over all the way to the left as far as they go. Still pretty tight pedal box, but I think that will work out. The other thing I did was, there's a lot of talk, and I noticed the same thing about this plug being too close. Sorry about that, right here, where your wire connects too close to this steering rod, and so steering shaft. So what I did was just move this down. There was already an existing hole, and you can see that's where the pedal was, in that hole. And so I just shifted it down. I drilled 1 hole. Fuel pedal's a little bit lower, but plenty of clearance for that cable, for that throttle by wire cable if you're using the Coyote engine. The manual says the clutch pedal should be out a couple of inches. I like them level. I mean, if that'll work, seems like it gives me enough play for the, enough throw for the clutch. I'm using a manual clutch with the cable, but we'll see. There's the cable there. So no reservoir needed for the hydraulic clutch, which I like. Keep it simpler, one less thing to clutter up the bay and leak. And that's it. Blake's brakes are bled. Should be all finished with the brakes now.